It's tough when you talk to officials and I asked them, hey, we only shot two free throw. We only went to the free throw line twice up into the fourth quarter. And she tells me it's not her job. So I know it's frustrating because I know how hard we're battling inside, but that has to be fixed. And I don't give a damn if I get fined because that shit cheap. And I am tired of the shit because I've been nice and I've been humble with it, but I am tired of the shit.
Barbie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Barbie? The complete loss of emotional control continues for the Bayou Barbie, as well as the Chi-Town Barbie and Double Barbie, and whatever other alias that Angel Reese has decided to give herself.
Angel Reese didn't just cross the line, she bulldozed it, set it on fire, and then smacked a clipboard for good measure. This wasn't some heated playoff moment or a miscommunication during a timeout. Nope, this was a full-blown meltdown on national television. Cameras caught Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie, slapping a clipboard out of her own assistant coach's hands like it owed her lunch money. And just like that, the WNBA officially entered clown show territory. Now here's where things stop being funny and start getting disturbing. That wasn't just a tantrum, that was an act of complete disrespect, and not to an opponent, but to her own coaching staff. You know, the people trying to help her not lose another game.
And I don't give a rat's how frustrated she is. The Chicago Sky should suspend her for this. They won't, because they're too damn scared of her fans. But this is some Bush League lack of respect. This behavior can't happen. It can't happen. Look at that. Slap a keyboard.
But apparently, in today's WNBA, that kind of behavior gets brushed off with words like passionate and competitive. Yeah, and Dennis Rodman was just misunderstood too. Let's not sugarcoat it. If this were the NBA, we'd already have a Woj bomb about a multi-game suspension, a press conference, and maybe even a fine so big it makes James Harden's trade demands look humble. But in the WNBA, crickets. This wasn't leadership, it was locker room poison with a manicure. Fans watching the Chicago Sky game against the Mystics couldn't believe it. And it wasn't just one angry slap, it was the timing, the body language, the pure "I dare you to discipline me" energy. Reese walked away like she just won the argument. Meanwhile, the assistant coach just stood there, stunned, holding a broken clipboard like it was a crime scene. And let's talk about the free throws. Because somehow, Angel Reese got sent to the line 15 times. That's not a stat line, that's a miracle. What did the refs think she was LeBron in 2013? At one point, she literally tripped over her own feet and still got the call. If Joel Embiid pulled that off, he'd be on a meme circuit for weeks. But Angel? She just collected the freebies and kept the drama going. But here's where things get even more ridiculous. Not only did the Sky lose that game, they lost it with Angel Reese leading in both scoring and chaos. And fans? They finally had enough. Hashtags started flooding social media. Posts saying, "Suspend her now" and "Boycott the WNBA" were trending faster than a Kyrie Irving press conference.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff.
People aren't just mad at Reese, they're disgusted with the league's silence. Because let's face it, if Caitlin Clark slapped a clipboard out of her coach's hands, ESPN would have thrown a candlelight vigil, a 5-part docuseries, and a moment of silence during the NBA Finals. But Angel Reese? She got a slow-motion highlight and a round of applause from her fans. Equality? Nah, that's just marketing. And we haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. This isn't her first meltdown. It's just the latest in a pattern. She screamed at refs, barked at teammates, and now she's physically confronting coaches. This is no longer a one-time thing. It's a walking red flag wearing Chicago Sky colors.
This is something that has been talked about by so many other people, but guess what? You've been ignoring it. And now Angel Reese is screaming about it, and do certain people want to take heed and listen? Oh, yeah. It's the group that likes to hate on another player and I mean, we largely see the amount of bad calls by officials in these games.
Let's not pretend the WNBA didn't see this coming. This is the same league that watched Angel Reese rack up technical fouls like they were loyalty points and said, "Hey, she's just fiery." This isn't fire. This is a public meltdown with glitter on top. And the problem? The league's response is basically one big shrug. And it gets even messier than you'd expect. Because after the clipboard smack heard around the court, not one executive, not one spokesperson, not even Kathy Engelbert herself stepped forward with a clear punishment. Instead, the Sky released a generic, "We're handling it internally" statement. Translation: we're hoping this disappears by Thursday. Imagine Draymond Green punching a clipboard out of Steve Kerr's hands. You think Adam Silver would just light a candle and move on? Not a chance. But Reese? She's trending. She's marketable. So now, being unhinged is apparently just part of the brand.
Walking over and slapping a coach's clipboard. And by the way, if this was Caitlin Clark, you just know they'd be calling out her anger problems. It was an all-around badly refereed game.
But let's rewind for a second and look at what actually happened on the court. This wasn't a buzzer-beater loss. This wasn't Game 7. The Sky were unraveling. The team was down. Spirits were low. Coaches were trying to pull together one last play, maybe salvage some dignity. And then Angel, instead of leading, decided to perform a one-woman WWE audition and sent a clipboard flying across the sideline. The assistant coach didn't even flinch. That's how often this stuff happens now. It's normalized. Teammates looked away like this was just another Tuesday. But for fans, for people who still care about basic respect in sports, that was the final straw.
And they ought to give you 2 to 5 games for that. Are you kidding me? That is one of the most disrespectful acts I've ever witnessed by a professional athlete towards their coach, one of their coaches. I mean, wow. Wow. What are we doing? Part of her problem is she's got a severe lack of maturity, but she'd go on a blocking spree for anybody that's critical about her. You want to be critical about people being critical about you? How about you not acting like this?
The WNBA isn't just ignoring bad behavior. They're celebrating it. Even worse, Reese knows she can get away with it. That's the most dangerous part. This isn't a rookie mistake. This is a calculated move by a player who's figured out the league would rather ride the chaos than confront it. She knows every outburst earns her more followers, more TikTok edits, more interviews. And the league? They're cashing in right beside her. Meanwhile, Chicago Sky fans are sitting courtside, watching their season fall apart faster than a Ben Simmons jump shot. They're not watching basketball anymore. They're watching reality TV with jerseys. And every episode stars Angel Reese and her ever-growing list of alter egos. Bayou Barbie, Chi-Town Barbie, Double Barbie. What's next? Clipboard Crusher Barbie? But we're not done yet, because this story's about to get even more twisted. See, this wasn't just about the slap. It was about control, power. Reese is no longer a rising star. She's acting like the commissioner. She's calling the shots, and the WNBA is too scared to push back. And while the league is busy protecting its brand, fans are walking away. Now here's where the WNBA's credibility really starts to crack. After that outburst, people started digging. And what they found? Let's just say, the Angel Reese saga isn't just about bad attitude. It's a pattern of chaos wrapped in fake lashes and press conferences. Things spiraled faster than anyone expected. After the slap, cameras cut to the bench. Coaches looked rattled. Teammates looked exhausted. And Angel? She looked satisfied. Like she just dropped 50 points, not 50 decibels of attitude. The coach she smacked the clipboard from vanished from post-game interviews. One press release said, "We're handling it internally." That's PR code for, "We're crossing our fingers and praying y'all forget." But fans didn't forget, and neither did sponsors. Brands are quietly backing away from this mess because nobody wants to slap their logo next to a viral meltdown. Angel Reese's behavior isn't just hurting the team, it's damaging the entire league. Even NBA veterans are side-eyeing this whole situation. You think Udonis Haslem ever slapped a clipboard out of Spoelstra's hands? If Russell Westbrook ever tried something like that, he'd be halfway through a 3-game suspension before the Gatorade bottle hit the floor. But the WNBA? They just hand Reese a highlight reel and maybe a Player of the Week badge. And let's talk about the numbers. Not just free throws, 15 in one game, remember that, but viewership. The WNBA has been pushing stars like Angel Reese hard. They want that drama, that flair. But now, fans are pushing back. They're not buying tickets to watch reality TV. They want basketball. And when you've got a player turning every sideline moment into a tantrum audition, you're not building a league. You're building a circus. And the most ironic part? Angel Reese has been playing well. That's the punchline. She's been putting up points, grabbing boards, even racking up double-doubles. But every time she makes headlines, it's not for basketball. It's for drama, for theatrics, for clipboard slapping, referee shouting, coach disrespecting nonsense that would have gotten anyone else benched. The real tragedy? Her talent is real. She could be a leader. She could own the paint, lead the sky, elevate the league. But instead, she's become the main character in a league that seems more interested in ratings than rules. And the WNBA, they're letting it happen. So now we've got two options. Either the league steps up and reminds its players that respect still matters, or it becomes a social media sideshow with a ball. Right now, it's looking like the latter. And fans, they're not laughing anymore. They're calling for boycotts, demanding accountability, and walking away from a league that once promised integrity and now delivers influencers and sneakers. You'd think after all this, the clipboard assault, the sideline tantrums, the 15 free throws, the viral meltdown, someone in charge would finally say, enough. But instead, the WNBA is doubling down, turning Angel Reese into a brand, a story, a headline machine that just so happens to play basketball. The league isn't disciplining her, they're promoting her. They're handing her magazine covers, podcast deals, social campaigns, and calling it empowerment. But let's be real. If anyone else behaved like this, they'd be lucky to find their name on a warm-up jacket, not a billboard. And that's where the real problem lies. The double standard is too obvious to ignore. If a player like Asia Wilson or Breanna Stewart ever pulled a stunt like this, there would be emergency meetings in the commissioner's office. If Caitlin Clark even raised her voice, the entire sports media world would ignite like it was NBA draft night. But Angel Reese? She gets confetti and a highlight reel. This isn't about race, it's about rules. It's about the message you send to every young girl watching these games, that you can be talented, brilliant, athletic, but if you're constantly disrespecting your teammates, your coaches, and the game, you're not a star. You're a liability in lip gloss. Right now, Angel Reese is acting like she's untouchable. And you know what? She might be. Because the WNBA has made it crystal clear. Controversy is currency, and Reese is the richest player in the room. But at what cost? The damage is already showing. Fans are leaving, players are uncomfortable. Coaches look like they're one slap away from early retirement. The league is walking a tightrope between popularity and chaos, and Angel Reese is the one shaking the rope for fun. You can have a league of drama or a league of excellence. You don't get both. And right now, we're watching a talent like Reese spiral into something that's no longer about basketball. It's about control, attention, ego, and maybe, just maybe, the next clipboard she slaps won't be a prop. It'll be the last thread of respect holding this league together. If you're enjoying this content and want to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button and stick around, because we're just getting started. Thank you.